Christmas? God. Kind of forgot about Christmas. I'm not a chance to get stressed about it. Right, in our start position, so anchoring your weight into your heels, a little opening through the knees and a little tuck at the bottom. Pulling up through the crown of the head so you're nice and tall, and you can arrange some shoulder rolls when you're ready. So let the shoulders just come slightly forward, move them up to the ears, and then slide your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Keeping the head pulled up to the ceiling as you circle. A couple more circles here, and then making them bigger. Circling the arms around, pulling the shoulder blades, voice is running out already. Gently down to the back of the rib cage. Now as you lift the arms, try not to let the ribs flare. So you're keeping the upper abdominals on just to hold the ribs in place. A couple more circles here, and then you're going to stop your arms just in line with your shoulders. Cross the arms forward, nodding in your chin, and then turn your palms up to the ceiling. So a little breath in, chin tucks in, you're looking towards the floor, and then breathing out to look forwards. And you can make it a little bit bigger if you want. You can bring the hands down towards the outside of the knees. Just bring a little bit more roll through the spine. Keeping the weight in the heels and your knees soft. As you lift the chest up nice and high. And 2 more here. Breathing in, breathing out to open, and your last one. And then from here, turning your palms down, taking a step forward, crossing the hands, one on top, and then one underneath. As you step forward, keeping the feet hip distance apart. Let your back heel lift so your weight comes into your front foot. And then really focus on pushing back out of your front heel. So you're pushing the heel down to the floor, like you're pushing the floor away. Each time you draw the arms back, you're trying to get your shoulder blades a little closer towards each other. And once more on each side. And then we're going to step to the right, and we're going to add a twist. So a small step, a big twist, and a step into centre. So when you lift the arms, let your shoulders just drop down away from your ears. There's no tension in the top of the shoulders. When you stride across, keep pressing your left foot firmly into the floor. And squeeze your left thigh so your leg's nice and straight. And notice that when you turn your upper body, you try and keep the hips really square to the front. Let the head turn, letting that rotation come through the neck and the spine. And your last one here. Staying across, straighten the right leg, and then come into your side bends. So we've got the feet nice and wide, so that when we lift our left hip up towards the ceiling, it's encouraging a little bit more stretch. Do that right inner thigh. And starting to gently ease the elbow up. Use the out breath. A little breath in to rise. And each time when you rise, gently pulling your hips back into the centre for 3, 2 more, and your last one. Staying in this position, but just turn your right foot to the side. Keeping the left foot facing forward, knee over your heel. So when you're ready, you're going to take a little side bend, reaching up to the ceiling or over the head, almost straight the front leg. Gently pushing the knee forward so it comes over the heel, and then back into centre. Again, you can let your eye gaze lift up towards the ceiling, feeling your ribs lifted away from your hips, and then feel your left hand sliding down towards the knee. Breathe out with the lift. Take a breath in and release. And twice more. So really opening up the side of the body. Coming into your last one. And then coming into centre. Stepping in, feet back underneath your hips. And then when you're ready, step into your right, left. Hands lift, little turn, and pull up through the crown of the head. So remember when you lift the hands, not to let the shoulders pull up to the ears. So just keep the shoulders soft, relaxed, almost feel them drop down as you lift the arms. Don't used to that this morning. Keeping your right foot pressed firmly into the floor. And each time you come into the centre, try and keep your balance, but try and get yourself a little bit taller each time too. Nice release to the spine. Don't forget to squeeze the bottom just before you turn, so it keeps the hips nice and square. And your last one here, staying across. Straighten the leg and then come into your side bends. Moving the hip over and gently sliding your left arm out to the side. So you get the feeling you're lifting your right hip as far as you can away from your left heel. So as you push the hip across and that distance increases, that's where we're going to feel a little bit more stretch in that inner thigh. And if you're not quite feeling it, you can take your feet a little bit wider. Now still try and keep the chin nodded in. So as you tip to the side, your ears, your shoulders all stay nicely aligned. Now think about using your waist, pulling through your waist to bring your shoulders back, up above your hips. And your last one here. Holding, keeping that right foot facing forward, turn your left foot out, and then from here your knee goes over the heel, take a little side bend, and then back into the centre. So again, you can let your eye gaze lift, looking up towards the ceiling. You can simply keep your eye gaze forward, and just let that movement come through the neck and the spine. Push the knee right over your heel. Keep pressing your right foot firmly down into the floor. Feel the ribs here lifting away from your hips and that nice C shape into the spine. And twice more. Breathing out, little breath in and that big breath out. And holding. You can keep your feet wide. Turning all 10 toes out to the diagonals, about 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And then opening the knees so they're in line with your toes too. Lift the arms, come down into a squat, halfway up, and then reach up to the ceiling. Come down, and then all the way up. Now breathing in, breathing out to lift. Just notice the knees are staying nice and wide. And now we've given the inner thighs a good stretch out. That should help you to keep your knees more open as you come into your squat. And when we stretch the inner thighs out first, and it allows us to open the knees more, it means we get more work into our glutes as well. So see if you can pull the hips just a little further back. Big stretch at the top, sink into the hips, opening, breathing into release, and out with the lift. And twice more here. Just let the shoulders relax on the way down, let them go, and then hold. Bring the arms down. Bring your feet in under your hips. Alternating your lunges. So we're going to take a step back with your right leg steps back, arms lift, and then step forwards. So left leg strides back, a little pause, and then a push forward. As you stride back, try and bring the shoulders all the way back above the hips. Sometimes we tend to come forward here. So feel that you're looking forwards. And as you go back and down to your lunge, keeping your eye gaze fixed forwards. Now still keeping the weight in that front heel, so you can really push out the front heel each time when you step in. Now still thinking about the ribs. As the arms lift, try and keep the front of the ribs just gently held down, so it's not letting the back arch as you lift your arms. Breath comes in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, and once more with each leg. And then we're going to stay back with your right leg this time. Lift the arms, now tip forward, so you straighten your back leg, bringing the hands down. Press your heels towards the floor at the back, keeping this front knee forward. Then push and balance out of your front heel to lift. So we want to take time at the back to feel the stretching to the calf. Keep that back leg straight as you rise. You want to keep continuously squeezing down the front of your right thigh. As you lift the arms, feel the shoulder blades almost pulling down into the back of the ribs. A little brace for your core to help your balance. For 2. And your last one. And hold. Change legs. Long stride back if you're going to lunge. Then tip forward, keep the back and the legs straight. Push the heel to the floor. Push out your front heel. So the back heel pushes back. And as you push back into that heel, I'm going to feel a little stretch into the calf. Feel your balance, and a big push off that front heel. And again, hopefully starting to feel your glutes waking up. Try not to lock out your front knee as you come forwards. And feel your balance for a second, and then sit back. Hold it, push back, hold it, and push back. One more time, and then step in. Right, so you've earned your weights. Grab your one weight. Ooh, one. Taking your feet just outside of your hips and weight in both hands. So let's open the knees up first. Roll the shoulders back and brace your core. So you've got your neutral position first and foremost. Hips sit back, weight just between the knees, and don't let the collarbones come in. Open up your collarbones here. Curl to your chest, and then back between your knees. So the hinges from the hips are moving back, and the whole time you're keeping the knees open, the collarbones open, and that's going to help to keep everything in alignment as we move. Now feel the brace of your core as you rise, keeping the ribs in place, and then add in a press here at the top. So hips are back, brace your core and press, and breathe. And as you sit back, out to rise. Feel the heels, drive them into the ground. Now with the press, lift the heels. Place the heels down for your squat. So keeping the heels down, lift them, place them down, and back into the hips. Now try not to look forward as you go into your squat, because that's going to change the position of the neck, which in turn will more than likely change the position of the lower back too. So again, that nice long neutral spine all the way through. 2 to go here. And coming into your last one and holding at the top. Heels are down. Right foot steps back, and we're going to come into our triceps. So we give the elbows a little squeeze together, so you can see both elbows at the corner of the eyes. Try not to let the head move forward, look forwards. Pull the crown of the head right up towards the ceiling. That little breath in as you lower. Breathing out as you extend the arms. I want to really start to feel the squeeze into the back of the arms. 4 to go here. Little tuck at the bottom, holding the ribs down so we keep our neutral spine, and then your last one, and hold. Bring the weight down to the front thigh, hinge. Take your leg back, pull into a row, and then come forward and tap your foot. Think about straightening your back leg, toe down or lifted, then your row, and rise. Breathe in. Breathe out to pull, little breath in, and then breathe out as you step forwards. Now as soon as you hinge forward, think about the shoulders. Hold the shoulder blades together here, and when you hinge forward, try and get that feeling of holding your shoulder blades together. So that's going to help again to keep our spine in neutral position. Chin is in. You might feel the weight wants to move into the toes as you tip forward. So trying to keep that focus and keeping it in the front heel the whole time. And when you step in, don't stretch, lock out your standing knee. Keep the knees soft here. And again, 2 more. Pull into the belly. And your last one. Holding at the back. Take your weight now into your left hand. So you've got your right leg back, it's straight, so we still got our hinge forward. We're going to come out to the side, and we're going to step in again with that right foot. If you feel that's too much and you start to wobble, and keep the right foot behind, but notice that you're not moving backwards and forwards. The trunk of your body is staying still. The weight staying in place through that left heel. Belly towards spine. Shoulder blades squeezing towards the spine as you lift the arm. And keeping this left elbow soft as you lift. Out on the lift. Into release. 3. 2 more. And then your last one. Step in. Step across towards your right knee and then back to 90 degrees. Breathing in. Now watch this left shoulder doesn't turn to the front of the room. If your shoulder turns to the front, your spine's twisted. So as you step across, you're still trying to keep the side of your shoulder square to the side of the room. So we think about holding that shoulder blade in again towards the spine. Then you can find your balance. See if it's there. Don't rush. Brace and hold. Breathe in, out and hold. Use that right arm, to help counterbalance. Then so you can slide your hips a little further over. Keep pressing down to the edge of your left foot. So we're aiming to keep that left foot flat as we move. One more time. And hold. Bring your arm down and your toes, and then come to a bicep curl. Just reaching the foot out to the side, tapping onto the toe. Option to lift the knee and then push out. So if you're lifting the knee just below hip level, breathing in as you lift the knee, breathing out to extend. When you bring the leg out to the side, try and get your toes facing towards the front. And that way we're going to feel a little bit more work with the outer thigh and the hip. Option again, just to tap in the centre. 3 to go. 2, and your last one. Foot down, firmly down. Left foot behind, and back to your triceps. So when you're here, plate your collarbones and squeeze the elbows in. Look at the distance here between the elbows. They're in line with your shoulders. As you extend the arm, still in line with your shoulders. Ribs down, bottom tucked, and then reach the base of the neck. Really focus on where the elbows are. We don't want to do this. We lose the stretch in the triceps. The more we squeeze in with the elbows, the more stretch we're going to physically feel down the backs of the arms. Now sometimes we tend to then use our backs to let us reach further. As much as we're working our triceps, we're going to be super focused on holding your neutral spine. Bottom squeezed and tailbone is tucked. Front of ribs slightly held down. Breathing in as you ease down. Breathing out with the push. 3 to go. 2. And your last one. Bring the weight down to the front of your thigh. And then from here, back heel is lifted. We're going to take our hinge, so we're going to take the leg back. Add a row. And then step in. Tip forwards. Pull. Release. And rise. And again, if you want to make it just a little bit more challenging, don't put the foot down at the back. Or if you are putting the foot down, try not to put any weight onto it. So use it as a little stabiliser to help with your balance. But to help with the balance, a little brace to your core here. Try and keep that little brace to your core as you hinge forwards. Still thinking about the shoulder blades. Notice the shoulders aren't coming forward with the ears when we tip forwards. Trying to keep those collarbones open. The more we're keeping the collarbones open at the front, the more we're keeping that engagement through our upper back. And it stops us rounding our spine, especially a lot of times day to day we're in this position. So it's really starting to focus on opening the front of the shoulders. Bringing that squeeze into the back of the shoulders. I'm trying to keep balanced. 2 more on this leg. And your last one. Keep the leg behind, but keep most of the weights in your front leg and weight now into your right hand. So from here, left leg back and straight, ribs down. Your eye gaze about 2-3 foot in front of your toes. So you're not looking forward and changing the alignment of the neck. Now I want you to relax your elbow and just think about lifting your shoulder blade, squeezing it inwards towards the spine. Now when you lift the arm, try and keep your palm, your weight, facing down to the floor. So it's not turning to the front, keeping the hand face down, keeping that shoulder blade squeezing in on every lift. And when you lower the arm, try and keep that feeling and holding your shoulder blade in towards the spine. Toes are relaxed in your front foot. The weight's back into the heel, the knees open, and the bottom's working. One more time. We're going to step in, and then we're going to step out to the left. So we reach across. Keep the shoulders square to the side of the room, don't let it come to the front. Catch. Breathe in. Out on the left. And again, you can use that left arm to counterbalance. You might prefer your hand on your hip, especially when we find some balance here. Again, don't look out the right knee. And don't rush into the next move. Brace. Then step across. Breathe in. Breathe out, brace. And again, think about the shoulder blades. So we're very aware of our upper body posture. And the more we keep our upper body posture, the more it's going to naturally maintain the alignment of the spine. Because again, as soon as we let that upper back round, the lower back's thrown out of position too. So think about keeping as much length through the spine and through the neck as we can. Then maybe stepping a little wider, maybe pushing the hips a little further back. But again, whichever position you're coming to, the spine stays long and core stays switched on. And use the ceiling if you need to. Hold in. Bring the weight from the foot down. Bicep curl. Tap out to the side and into the centre. Just notice your right left hip isn't lifting or tipping. So if you put your hand on your hip and almost push the hip down, and when you take the leg out to the side, notice the pelvis stays still. And if you're happy the pelvis is staying still, add in the knee lift. Again, as we lift the knee, we're still making sure this hip isn't sliding upwards towards the ribs. Push out into your toes. Breathe in, out and pull up. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 4 to go. Standing knee ever so slightly soft. For 2, and your last one. And you can hold. Step your feet wide. We'll give the right shoulder a rest. Bring it back into your left. So again, we're going to be looking at our upper body, keeping the collarbones open and the knees. Into a squat with the front raise. So as we sit back with the hips, we're just going to bring the weight forward, no higher than the shoulder, and then push out the heels. So breathing in slowly back, and then breathe out to rise. Ribs are down, tailbones tucked. Feel the weight even through both heels. When we have the weight at one side, it's really tempting for your body weight to shift over towards the weight. So this makes sure we're also using our obliques to keep that even space to inside the ribs and the hips as we move. Breathe in. Breathe out, rise. 2 more here. Squeezing your bottom lift. 1 more time. And hold. Weight in front of your thighs now. A little bend of the knees. Catch the weight and press it up. Bend the knees, catch and press. So you're not going to a full squat. It's almost like half a squat. Hips back, push out the heels and press. Brace your core as you catch the weight here. And watch the elbow rotates under and comes right towards your ribs. So getting all the rotating muscles working around that left shoulder. Little bend of the knees, catch and press. Little bend of the knees, catch and press. 4 to go here. Again, keeping the opposite shoulder back in set position for your 2, and then your 1. And change sides. Come to your right. So again, knees are open, collarbones are open. Move back into the squat, front raise. So this is where we look at stability through the shoulder. We don't want the shoulder to move forward with the ear as we come back. So feel the shoulder blades locked in first, and really focus on holding that locked in shoulder blade as you sit back into the squat. The breath again, just easing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Making sure the weight doesn't move forward into your toes as you sit back. If you feel the weights come off the heels, don't go as low into your squats. You need to be pulling back into the hips and the heels to load the back of the body. You need to keep those shoulder blades locked and loaded. Alignment through the neck as well as through the spine. Oh. And the breath, little breath in. Breathe out on the way up. You've got the abdominals. Feel like you're trying to almost hold your tummy button away from your t-shirt. Which I'm sure I'll be doing after Christmas. Probably even before at this rate. And 2 more. Shoulder locked and loaded. And then into that little bit of rotation. So bend the knees a little. Sit into the heels. Catch, press, and reset. So we catch, press, catch, reset. It's almost 2 little squats here, half squats. Hips back, and up tall. So 1, 2, 3, catch. And try and keep your weight as close as you can to your body here. So it's almost skimming the front of your t-shirt on the way down and on the way up. Catch, press, catch, reset. 1, 2, 3, 4. Use now the legs. Feel as you go into that little partial squat, the weights in the heels, drive out the heels to drive the weight up. Drop, drive, drop, drive. 2. Your last one. Drop and drive. Try not to hit the ceiling and hold. I think we can have a lie down, we've still got time. Let's come into a box position. Let's not get too comfortable just yet. We're going to come onto the hands and knees. We're going to work with weight in the right hand, working with the left leg and the right arm. So again, as we start to move the opposite arm and leg, we're trying to minimise any movement through the midsection. The corum first of all. Weight in your right hand, don't go that way, I've just used that one. So your weight forward. In fact, bring it into your left hand, sorry, to just use your right, so that might need a rest. The right hand is under your shoulder for stability. Push your head forwards and I want to pull your elbow up here. So your elbow's locked into your rib, your shoulder rolls back and you're just going to straighten the arm to the back of the room. Notice the elbow doesn't go higher or lower than your rib cage. Try and transfer a little bit of weight forward into your front hand and then start to extend the right leg. Breathing out to a straight leg and a breath in. Again, we're not trying to lift high, we're trying to go long. Keeping the crown of the head pushed forwards. And as you extend the leg back, try and get your hips square to the floor. It's if we lift too high sometimes, the hips will almost tilt to the side. So your last last 4, breathing into centre, breathing out to extend, keeping the head pushed forwards, heel of hand still underneath that supporting shoulder, and then rest. Sit back on your heels. So you can just stretch the arms out in front, let the hips ease back, press down for your fingertips, breathe into your chest, breathe out, relax down a little deeper, and then let's change sides. So now it's in your right hand, left shoulder, left hand stabilising. So we don't want to stabilise our shoulder in this position because everything's out of alignment. We need to physically bring the shoulder forward so it's over the heel of the hand. Then relax the elbow and slot your shoulder blade down to the back of the ribs, and that's what we're just looking to maintain. So that's our shoulder stability switched on. Then knees at hip distance, elbow to the rib, and roll your right shoulder back too. And as you extend the arm, try and let the shoulder drop down to the floor. The weight never comes any higher than your hip, just pushing back towards your hip. Keeping the head pushed forwards. If you're happy with your balance, start to add in the right leg. Breathing out to lengthen, slow breath in, no rush. Smooth extension and a smooth release. The slower we move, while keeping our hips and shoulders square to the floor, the more you're going to feel your core working. If at any point you need a rest, do feel free to sit back. 4 to go, out breath on the extension, into release. 3, slow resistance, 2, and then your last one. And you can rest down again. Let's have a roll onto our backs when you're ready. So in your own time, coming onto the back. And not drop the weight on your feet. So we're going to come on into even a lying position. I'm just going to work through our core. So first thing when we're using our core is to stabilise and hold the spine in place. So we need to do that using our upper abdominals as much as our lower abdominals. So we're going to gently draw the front of the ribs down towards the hips. Then roll the shoulder blades down and feel that you've got the back of both shoulders pressed into the floor. Now I don't want you to lose that position. Shoulders are down and ribs are down. Keeping the arms now straight, reach the arms back without the ribs flaring or the shoulders lifting. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Again, it's easy to get the weight to the floor if you're bending your back. It's a lot harder getting the weight to the floor if you're keeping the spine neutral and set. And that's what we're focused on. So we know that our core's working to stabilise and hold the spine in place while you're resisting the weight and the movement of the arms. We're going to do one more of those, and then we're going to bring our obliques and lower abdominals in too. So we're going to bring the feet, making sure they're in line with the knees. Feet can stay on the floor, or knees above the hips. We're going to do a knee drop out to the side. So we're going to have to really work through our midsection and our obliques, our waist, to keep the ribs down as you open the arms and open the knee, and then ease back into centre. Left knee opens. As your left knee opens, you're trying to keep the right knee still. The whole time the knee stays at 90 degrees. Just glance at your knees and make sure the knee's not rotating out. You shouldn't be able to see your foot staying in centre. The whole leg wants to move out to the side and then back in. So we're not rotating from the hip joint, we're just moving directly out to the side. We're still very aware of our upper abdominals holding the ribs in place. Now as you move your left knee, press your right buttock down to the floor. And vice versa, press your left buttock down as your right knee opens. So as much as now we're focused on the ribs and the spine staying in place, we're also focused on our pelvis staying level and still. And if you feel anything's been pulled out of set position, reduce your movement, make it smaller. Now what we do, doing it well, not doing it big, not doing it fast. Not how many we do, just doing what we do perfectly. One more on each side. Last one here. And then bring your feet down. Bring them close to your bum. Keeping the arms up, we're going to come to a hip bridge. Then at the top of the hip bridge, just halfway down, so you're rolling roughly to your bottom rib with the triceps. So check knees in line with hips, halfway down, up, halfway down, up. Now check the elbows again. They should be directly over your shoulders. So the elbows are almost reaching up to the ceiling as you reach the weight to the forehead. Shoulder blades drawing down to the back of the ribs. So the collarbones feeling open, both shoulders feeling anchored. Now we're going to stay at the top, stay with the triceps, but this time we're going to lift the heels and lower the heels. So the hips are no longer moving. At the top of the hip bridge, we want to be in our neutral spine. So keeping the ribs slightly drawn down, get the feeling you're squeezing the bottom up more. And you might not move very much, but again, the more you keep that squeeze at the bottom and hold down with the ribs, we've got no movement through the spine. Your core is switched on all the way through, which means your glutes work harder, your shoulders are working harder, pressing them into the floor. 3 to go. 2, check the knees don't roll out. and your last one, and hold. Come all the way down, just take the weight into the right hand, keep your right knee where it is, and bring your left knee up. Top of the hip bridge we begin. Just 8 here. Come down with the hips, just the bottom rib, and bringing your arm out to the side. When the arm comes out to the side, you want to be in line with your mid-chest. Breathing in as you ease down, breathing out to rise. You're already halfway. Squeeze the right buttock. Just roll to the bottom ribs. The bottom doesn't actually touch the floor. Last 2. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time. Come all the way down. Bring your left foot down. Weight into your left hand. So a little set through the shoulders, collarbones open, chin in. You can just lift the heel or knee to tabletop. Roll through the spine. Keep pressing down through the shoulders. Halfway down. So almost just letting your bottom relax to lower. And then to rise, just thinking about squeezing the bottom. So at the top we're back in neutral. I'm still not letting the ribs flare. Last 2. Your last one. And bring it all down. Put the weight down. Bring in your knees. So a little release to the back. Chin is in, and then we'll release the hips. So hold on to one knee and extend the other leg out, and then alternate. Again, feel the breath coming in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you want to lift your head and your shoulders, feel free to do so, but make sure the chin is in and you're looking to your thigh as it pulls in towards your chest. You're using the upper abdominals to draw the ribs down towards the hips. And if you want to take it then into your hamstrings, you can keep the legs straight. Again, you can rest the head. Try to feel the collarbones are still open, so we're not pulling forward through the spine. The head's up to the ceiling, not forward of the shoulders. And the closer you try and pull the head up to the ceiling, the more you're going to feel those upper abdominals do some work. Not that they're not working already. A couple more on each leg. Feel the stretch down the back of the leg. Once more each side. And you can hold the knees and you can roll them down. Chin in. When you're ready, push the knees forward into your hands and then take a roll them up. Now you've got all that movement available in your spine. Grab your weights one more time. Don't have the feet too close, good distance forward so it gives your hamstrings a bit of slack. Right up on the sit bones here and weight back to your collarbones with the elbows pointing or directly above your hip bones. Keep looking forward. Now don't let the head stay forward. Tuck under the bottom and the crown of the head stays parallel to the ceiling. Feel the bite in the belly here, holding that C shape. And as you roll forward, press to a diagonal, not back over the head. Pull it to the collarbones, your elbows hovering or even touching your hip bones here, and then come forwards and restack. Breathing in through the nose, keep looking directly forwards. So if you pick a spot in front of you, then keep your eye gaze fixed on as you roll down and as you roll up. Again, easing the breath in through the nose, little pause, and then breathing out through the mouth on the extension. No rush. Feel again the movement of the spine. Feel the work coming into your abdominals, especially here as you hold the ribs down but the collarbones open. Your last one. Big breath in. And then breathe out, push forwards. And release your weight. We're going to release the hips. So from here, in a seated position, bend your right knee so your shin's parallel and take your left knee back. So if you look, both knees are at 90 degrees. Then you're going to square your chest towards that front thigh. Hand to the ankle, one hand on the floor, and then gently push your chest forwards. And you can stay here Or to get more into the hips, you take your back leg out straight and you turn onto the tops of the toes and you turn your left hip towards your heel. Again, hands come then narrow, shoulder width. And if you want to go a little deeper, elbows come down to the floor. Gently pushing your toes back, but your chest forward at the same time. Now try and gently rock over to your left, so your left hip bone presses towards that heel. You can breathe in, rock the weight back over to the right, and then breathe out, rock back over to your left. In through the nose as you ease the centre, and out through the mouth as you rock across. And just find that little sweet spot. And holding. Now from here, walk your hands back, hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your left arm and reach towards the back of the room. Roll your left shoulder back. Now you can stay here, just keep lifting the chest up, or you can take your foot, bring your foot towards your hand, and you just gently pulling the heel towards the bottom. And if you can't reach the foot, it's fine, just let the foot rest and feel the rotation through the spine. Lift the front of the ribs up, squeeze that left buttock, and then you can release that foot. So you try the other side. So bring your left leg forward. So I'll do it from the side this time. So you've got your left leg forward, right knee at 90 degrees too. Squaring the shoulders first. Right hand onto your ankle, left hand on the floor, just in line with the knee. Then push your chest forwards. Pull the shoulder blades together. So again, we don't want rounded backs here, we just spend all that time strengthening our posture. So even with stretching, the more we maintain posture, the better the stretches are. We might not go as deep into them, but you'll feel them a lot sooner rather than having to change your spine. If it feels okay, take your right leg back, turn your hip towards your heel and bring the hands to shoulder width. Sometimes it's easy to almost lift out the hips and turn. Gently pushing your chest forward, so again that lengthened feeling of the spine, and then sliding your toes back. Coming onto the elbows or staying on your hands. And you're probably going to feel a stretch around your left hip as well. Try and lengthen the spine a little bit more. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, allow yourself to sink a little further towards the shin. And rock your hip towards your heel. Rock back, easing just over to your left a little, and then try and roll your weight over to your right. And again, a little breath in as you ease to centre, and the out breath as you rock across. You're coming in through the nose, out through the mouth. And when I say it, obviously I mean the breath, and holding in centre. Bringing the hands back if they're not here already. So press the hands into the floor to lift your chest. Circle your right arm back and look over your shoulders. So your shoulder's not forward here, you're also trying to bring your shoulders back over your hips. And you can try and lift the foot, either taking the back of the shoe, or taking the hand around the front of the foot, or leaving the foot resting on the floor, it's always an option. And try and almost pull your left shoulder back and turn your chest back to the front. Lift the chest up. And pull the heel a little bit closer. Feel the stretch down the front of that thigh. And don't forget to breathe in through your nose, out through the mouth. And then you can release that foot. Hands shoulder width. Push off your hands and take your left foot back. Walking the feet in, coming into a down dog position when you're ready. Don't rush, just come into that position whichever way you feel is best. You can encourage your heels to the floor, chest towards your thighs, push the floor away, and then bend both knees. Step your feet forwards, or walk your hands back if that's better for you. Fingers facing forward, hands on the floor, you can bring your elbows onto your thighs. Keep the knees soft and the weight through the heels. When you're ready, nodding the chin and restep your spine. Again, you can walk the hands up the shins if it helps, or just allowing the head to dangle. Each vertebra restacking, rolling all the way back to your perfect posture. And then take a big breath in and lift the arms. Press down through your heels, clasp your hands together, and then take a little bend over to your right. Don't let the hips move. Press that left heel down so it levels your pelvis, and then feel your ribs easing away from your hips, and then ease into the centre, and taking it over to the left. Press down for your right heel, stretch out the arms as much as you comfortably can, and then ease back into the centre. Release the hands, shrug your shoulders, and release them too. And again, a little breath in with the lift, and out to release. And your release, ladies and gents. Well worked. Thank you very much. That's got you moving nice.